Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. And actually was filming like 5 minutes ago, wrapping up another video. That's how these things go sometimes. Do a couple of videos back to back to back. I'm walking across the shop here, checking out what Drew's doing, kind of getting a plan together for the day. Hit the eject on the little memory card, and what the crap. So you see there's this little gap right here. I'm standing right here, and I hit it with my fingernail, and the memory card is now, I don't even know if you can see it on there. There's a memory card down in there somewhere. Can we see it? Oh, there it is. There it is. Right. Oh, nope, your light was the light.
Oh, oh.
There you go. It's right down, right at the end of my finger. So instead of editing right now, which I should be doing, I gotta get that memory card out of the door jamb and take some stuff apart to even get to it. Stay tuned to the rest of this video and see what other things I can mess up. Hopefully nothing. All right, let's see if I can fix my boo-boo. I can't believe that happened. Please be where I can see you from in here. I can see it. Yay! What?
Get it?
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, catastrophe averted. Didn't even take that long. I didn't even get that hot doing it. So, I'm gonna head into the office and get some editing done. And then, in just a few seconds, we're gonna talk more about Spencer's car and tell you guys why we need your help. See you back in a minute. All right, well, before we get into all of the updates on Spencer's car back here and what we need your guys' help with, figured I'd tell you guys about a couple of new merch things, which you may have already seen. Our new Freedom Edition KSR trucker hat. Been waiting a while to get those, and we finally got a batch of the hats because a lot of people are selling this style hat. So we finally got us a batch of them, and yeah, they're in stock. We will have them at Bristol, and then whatever is left, we'll also take to LS Fest, because once the rig leaves for Bristol, it's not coming back until after LS Fest. So another kind of new shirt, but old shirt, we recolored our Everything Needs a Turbo shirt. So this has been by far our most popular shirt. Figured we'd try out a new color. It's kind of got some fall feel to it, you know, with the greenish and the orange and all that other stuff. So got that one. My favorite shirt is still the Fast and Free shirt with the American flag on the back with the pistons and rods, but this one's pretty cool too. All of them available at winwithksr.com, along with all kinds of other stuff, you know, shirts and hats and lanyards and stickers and all kinds of other stuff. And for those of you that bought the Soccer Mom bundle, don't forget the free shipping at WireCare is available through the end of this month, which you have about a week left. And yeah, you can double up if you need to make multiple orders. You can order 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. But let's get into Spencer's car and what all has been going on with it. All right, well, since the last time we talked about Spencer's car, you can see we have removed a little bit more material. And there's still some stock frame left. Still the stock upper shock mounts. And yeah, that's legal for stock suspension classes. Technically, this is a back half car, is how it's built to the letter of the rules. And yeah, so from the firewall back, it's all our frame. And then still has the stock upper shock mount, and then still has the stock frame rails. So it has the original K-member bolts in it still, which to tie this together better with the rest of the car, these frame rails here are a part of, you know, this inner structure back here. So this bar runs all the way forward, curves up just like the frame. You can kind of see it over there. Curves up. And then we are landing the motor plate on it, as well as there's a separate tab, which I've got to clean this and weld it still, but this tab here is welded to the frame rail, the factory frame rail. But then this tab down here is welded to the rail that we're putting in. So the reason for all of that, and if you notice, there's bolts here, there's bolts down here, bolts down here in this corner. So the entire cage will be able to be removed from the car for powder coating. So what we are doing here first is building literally the entire car. So everything will be done in the interior. Seat mounts, there's going to be what's called a double frame rail, which means probably off of this joint right here will come out with a bar. It'll go down, and then it'll go down the transmission tunnel, and then come back out and tie into where the 4-link brackets are going to be, which the 4-link brackets are going to be perfectly in line with this bar right here. We should have those a couple more days, actually getting them from TRZ Motorsports, which I know I've showed this before, but that's what the 4-link bracket looks like. So it lands on the bar there, and then I don't want to put that bar in until I actually have the brackets. Yeah, I could just follow the numbers, but I want to actually fit it with all the parts in hand in case something tweaks or moves or something. It's all fits right. So quite a few more bars have been added. Pretty much everything in the floor is done, not the double frame rail. The mid-plate mounts are done with the exception of the one on the very top, which you can see right now, the one on the top isn't attached to anything. But we're building that for the next engine combination. We're already thinking ahead because the next engine combination is going to be even rowdier. And we want to tie in 5 spots to the mid-plate. Tie the mid-plate to the chassis there, and you can see it's got lots and lots of gusseting in the corners. That's actually to match the 25.3 chassis spec. All those are required because of how this dash bar is actually the full width of the car. And I'll show you how it actually bolts to another piece up there. There's another bolt-on location. But the rules for when the dash bar divides the A-pillar bar, you know, the bar that runs there, it needs an extra gusset on it. So that's some of the reasons for all those gussets there. And like I was saying, here you can kind of see, maybe back up in there, that there's an aluminum spacer. And then right back in there, there's actually a bolt that comes through from back there and threads into a machined insert that's inside of this bar. So we're trying to make it where drop the whole cage out, have it powder coated. But what we've got to make sure of is that everything is done, because going back and adding to a car that's been powder coated, that area just ends up ugly because you're grinding the powder coating off and then you're welding to the already powder coated chassis. So where the whole area that you're welding, it's going to remelt the powder coat, and it's just not good. So CJ's actually been working on the window net mounts. You can see these are polished up here. We've got a doubler to add around this. The window net will pilot into the funny car bar, So the cab ends up right there. And another thing he's working on is capping off that tube structure right there, this factory deal, because you know these are going to be stepped on getting in and out of the car, and so we're adding a plate from here down to this joint down here, so that'll tie this rocker together and kind of strengthen all that up, give us a spot to maybe hide some wires or something. We'll figure that out as we're building the rest of the car, but typically we're trying to think way ahead so that we only have to do this stuff one time. But we still have to rebuild the firewall. You can see the mid plate mounts on some sleeves, and the reason for these spacers here is if there ever happens to be a big block that ends up in the car, you take those spacers out, and it uses the same front mounts, but then the engine will just go back a little bit more, the back of the engine, and then we will have to just make a new transmission crossmember. So this crossmember right here will get cut out, and some 4-bolt flanges will be somewhere out here. Haven't quite decided yet, but we'll just have another transmission mount to build because the other engine will probably also be paired with a Turbo 400. Yeah, we've already got some big plans in the works for this car. So the first engine is a Texas Speed 427 LS. It will have twin precision turbos on it. They're hiding in a pile with all of Spencer's stuff. But the reason we need you guys' help, and we're going to need you guys to comment down in the comment section, we need a name for the car. I was talking with Spencer about it. I asked him if he had a name for the car because, you know, people really like to see cars have names and stuff like that. He couldn't think of something. So I was like, well, let me put it to the viewers. See what they think about naming the car. So we're going to be watching in the comments, probably interacting with you guys. Spencer's YouTube name and on Instagram and stuff like that is It's Just a Street Car. So if you see him commenting, just know that's Spencer, and you're getting his input as well as our input when you guys are making comments about what we want to name the car or what you guys think we should name the car. So that's kind of what we're doing with that. Definitely moving right along with this thing. We actually had to buy a new bender that'll be here pretty soon, and we'll show you guys in one of the upcoming videos, because some more of the work that's being done is there's going to be a bar that goes around here. Kind of forgot to mention this a second ago. There's going to be a bar that goes around there, gets welded, and then gets welded all the way around there, and then from somewhere over here there'll be a bar that then comes down and welds to the frame rail to further support that. We had to get a new bender to do that because our bender wouldn't do it. So that's pretty exciting. It's a pretty nice piece. We're excited to really be stepping the game up here, buying lots of new tools, you know, getting everything to try and make us a more efficient and a shop that's putting out even better work than what we were before. So hop down there in the comments, give us an idea of what you think we should name this thing. Spencer's car. So he will be commenting as well as us, and yeah, we're getting excited. The debut for this thing is going to be Sick Week next year. That's the goal anyways, which we should, I think we're on track for that, like looking at kind of how we've got the schedule planned and looking at how things are progressing. But once we get the 4-link brackets next week, the whole back half of the car will happen pretty quick. As soon as CJ gets back from LS Fest. Yep, so we've got LS Fest coming up, the Bristol 1000 first, and yeah, lots and lots of stuff happening. So appreciate everybody watching and subscribing. See you guys down there in the comments, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video. So tomorrow starts our videos on what's happening with this car. So stay tuned for that. See you guys tomorrow.